New Game Plus with some interesting new unlocks. We got Mission Replay, a debug menu that reveals DLC. Like, a lot is going on with this new Spider-Man 2 patch. I'll of course tell you everything you need to know here. Let's start with the brand new suits. There are 4 and 2 of them are free upon loading into the game. Boot up your save file, scroll all the way down, and then you will see the Hellfire Gala 2022 suit for Peter, which is totally my favorite of the bunch. I love how the spider from the side takes over both the front and back. Really awesome. And Miles has the suit based on the cover from issue 8 of his comic, and it looks better in the game than expected, especially the glasses add a pretty fun and unique twist. Now there is a bug in the suits menu that shows a higher number, but there are actually 2 free suits and the other 2 are paid. So we got the fly suit for Peter. At first I was not really a fan, there's just way too much going on in terms of colors and symbols, but it does have a pretty cool detail. You of course immediately notice the old school headphones. Well, he actually has a Walkman if we zoom in like this, which was apparently owned by Uncle Ben, and it has a mixtape for Aunt May. So pretty cute, and now I wonder what's on the tape. I dig the Miles suit a bit more, some big Fresh Prince vibes, but I overall think they could have made way better suits for the $5 price tag. Now it is worth noting that if you buy this through the PlayStation Store in the US, the money will actually be going to the Gameheads charity from now through April 5th. But not if you buy it in other regions, then the money goes straight into Sony's pockets. The suits will become available for free later on though, but we don't know when, maybe around one of the DLC launches, more on that in a moment. First, the suit selection was not possible in certain cutscenes because the suit actually played a role in the story, like when Miles would show up with his new Adidas suit. Well, now you can have a different suit be the Miles original, thank God. So you're not forced to play with the worst looking suit in the game. People are also wearing the symbiote suit when Peter tries to get rid of the symbiote during that part of the story. Like, he still wears it, multiple layers, so keep going. And you can now also have the regular Raimi suit underneath, which just looks awesome. And they, by the way, changed this suit with the new patch by giving it a lighter tone to be more similar to what we see in the Raimi movies. Looks way better now, so cool that they keep tweaking suits based on feedback. And we of course like to showcase these suits in the photo mode, and a cool new feature they added to the camera tab is the option to change the suit health from 100 all the way down to 0. And then you actually see the degradation in real time, really awesome. A feature I did not know I wanted though is called Action Figure in the character control section. This turns Peter or Miles into a very small action figure, so you can place them in the environment and even do poses. I already saw some really creative shots, and we'll totally keep an eye out for future photo mode showcases that we of course do at the end of every Spider-Man video, so keep them coming. You can now also change the time of day in the game if you finished the main story, and how this works is actually pretty wild. So go to settings, gameplay, and then you will see 7 different options. But the crazy part is that it's an instant change. So select the time of day that you want, and now you're immediately playing during night, for example. It's really cool, while in Miles Morales, the game had to load first. Now that game did of course have the option to add light snow or heavy snow. Not surprising that it's not in Spider-Man 2, because we did not see snow in the game, period. But we could tweak it for every time of the day, and that's sadly not the case in Spider-Man 2. There is the overcast option, so then it will be raining, but you cannot select if the rain will appear during night, for example. Sticking to the settings menu for a bit, because another big one is the tendril color that you can find at the bottom of the gameplay settings. So we can now change them back to black instead of white after having finished the main story. I don't know why, but I immediately wanted to see the anti-venom suit with the black powers, because we could not rock this combination before, and to my surprise, it doesn't look that bad. When swinging around, the webs will still be wide though, so that doesn't change, but especially nice for the many black suits in the game to now have black tendrils and abilities again. And yes, this includes the anti-venom bomb that first was only available in white. So now you can throw a black bomb, but you will still see a white splash. So they did not sadly change that. And you now see me use it in one of the hunter bases, because you can replay almost every activity and mission in the game now by going to the missions menu. So also the more combat focused activities like the symbiote nest, but also prowler stashes, the flame missions and other side quests. So maybe play the monsters in Queens with Peter now if you played it with Miles, or the other way around. All the main missions can be replayed as well, and it's pretty nice to very quickly go back to a New York taken over by Venom, or you can of course replay a Venom Venom's mission as well. Only the Hunter blinds can't be repeated, so for that we have to go into New Game Plus, and there's a ton going on in that new mode. So let's look at that. Of course, if you like the video so far, leaving a like would really help me out, so thanks for that. And subscribe for way more Spider-Man 2 content like this. So you can activate New Game Plus from the main menu. If you of course completed the story once, it will automatically create a new save in an empty slot, and they can replay the whole game with all the unlocks, suits, like really everything from your previous playthrough. So you can use the web wings when going to Sandman, and it was cool to use the traversal abilities as well during that fight. You feel kinda overpowered with all the blue Venom abilities you can now immediately use as Miles against the Sandman enemies, as they instantly die from that. Also spamming and getting back gadgets during this first encounter is kinda fun, just like using your Venom abilities during missions where you first did not have them yet. So that already makes this New Game Plus mode, in my opinion, more exciting than what we saw in the previous Spider-Man games. And there are also some brand new unlocks you can get while playing the game again. For one, there's a trophy for beating New Game Plus on any difficulty, and inside the game you can find new suit styles for Peter's black suit, his symbiote suit, and the anti-venom suit. And you unlock these by gaining ultimate levels, so by leveling up past level 60. And the best part is that the XP you earned before this patch counts. So if you, like me, played a lot, or if you did the crazy air tricks to get really high up in the sky, then you maybe immediately have a new ultimate level upon starting New Game Plus, so they can immediately use these new suit styles. So I was immediately ultimate level 1, so could rock the black suit with the red spider, that I really dig. And while we can't see the other suit styles in the menu, they did show them briefly in a new trailer. You see them right here. But there's more to earn. You can now namely spend tech parts and tokens to unlock both suit tech upgrades, instead of having to choose between one of the two. So we can get some new combinations, which is nice. So while you do keep your currency from your previous playthrough, the prices are quite high, so you will need to do open world activities again to get new tokens, which again makes redoing things in the city more rewarding. They also added golden gadgets for every available gadget, kind of a nod to the Ratchet & Clank series, which of course has this as well. They also cost quite a lot of tech parts and tokens, but I could immediately unlock the golden web shooters, and it adds this golden visual effect every time you use the gadget, which I think is nice, and if you don't like it, you can turn it off again if you want. And I checked, but the web shooters won't actually change in the game. Like when you're zooming in with the photo mode, you don't see golden web shooters. That would have probably cost them a ton of work to do for every outfit. So it's nothing too crazy, but I do think it's nice that we have some new things to earn when playing through New Game Plus, but no new skills or mods like we saw in Miles. But you could argue that the biggest thing they added was something unintentional, and it has already been removed with the brand new 1.2.1 update. So if you don't have that update yet and can jump into the game, then you should still be able to use this, otherwise it's sadly too late. So what happened was that if you press the settings button and the touchpad at the same time while in the game, this debug menu would show up. And here you could toy around with everything. I did not use it because it could erase your save, but I did see people on Reddit use it to instantly get the New Game Plus trophy, for example. I'm not sure why you would do it, but that was possible. I saw a person on Reddit commit insurance scams as Spider-Man by just triggering a death animation out of nowhere, or become invincible so enemies could not hit you. You could also change the time of day by moving the camera around. Like a ton was possible, or is still possible again if you don't download that 1.2.1 patch, but it is a forced one, so it will be hard to ignore it. But maybe the craziest part of all was that in the main menu, when you did L3 and R3, you could see a dev menu, where under the silver path tab, you could see all the side content, including the Beetle villain arc. I don't want to spoil things, of course, but if you would select it, you could see like a full list of all the missions that would be part of this DLC, but you could not play it yet. Like you could select a mission and then nothing really interesting would happen. We already had leaks about a DLC where we would fight Tombstone's daughter, and this makes it all more likely that it will happen, although worth noting is that it could of course have been in the works at one point and that they did not continue. But I think we will probably hear more about it very soon. And when we do, I will keep you posted here. So subscribe to stay up to date. And if you noticed any secret changes with the update that I did not mention here, drop it down in the comments. A like would of course be awesome. And at the end of every Spider-Man video, we look at the awesome pictures that you can share via the Discord. Link to that in the pinned comment. Accept the rules when you enter, and then maybe Joyce will pick your shots for the next video. Joyce, come in.
Yes, what's up everyone? It's been a while. So first up, it's Big SO, where Miles found one of his uncle's hideouts and decided to relax a bit before completing his quest. Love that he also wears the matching colors here. Next up, we've got CryoXTim, who tried to recreate the Spider-Man movie poster with the black suit from Peter. Looks almost the same when comparing them next to each other. Well done.
Oh, really cool, really cool.
Yeah. But my favorite is from Ronin15, who created this creative shot of the shoes of the Spider-Punk suit with the logo reflecting in the water on the road while the sun is rising. Amazing picture.
If you got more shoe pictures, send them our way, and other Spider-Man shots, of course. Maybe you'll be in the next video. Of course, subscribe for more content, and we will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.
Bye!